it is said that 6 coins were tossed 1000 times. That means 6 coins simultaneously tossed. That means 6 coins tossed and then again tossed and again tossed 6 coins simultaneously. And this continued for 1000 times. And the results were recorded. So what were the results that were obtained? See, out of the 1000 tossings, in 20 tossings, you got 6 heads. Okay. Out of the 1000 tossings, in 25 tossings, you received 5 heads and so on. Okay. So if you add up this, it will come to 1000. Okay. So now the question is calculate the mean of the distribution. Mean is because the number of tosses is 1000. Obviously, you need to calculate the mean number of heads. So this is your variable here or variate here, number of heads. Okay, so that is why I've taken X as the variate and I have written in the first column. Okay. And if this variate here is not given in the ascending order or descending order, please arrange this in the ascending or descending order. Okay. And then write the corresponding frequencies. For example, if this once I have arranged in descending order, then corresponding to 6, number of tossings were 20. Number of tossings corresponding to 5 were 25. Okay, so you need to arrange this one, number of heads, in the ascending or descending order, and then write the second number of tosses accordingly, if it is not given in ascending or descending order. Thankfully, here it is given in the descending order. And here, so the number of tosses that will be there, that will form your frequency, because this is your variate, right? So now once you have got your variate and once you have got your frequency f, in the direct method for an ungrouped distribution, you multiply f and x. So you multiply 6 and 20 to get 120, 5 and 25 to get 125, and so on. You do for each one, okay, this way, and then you total up. So this is your column for fx. You total up this column. When you total up this column, you will get summation fx. Now, meaning of summation I've already explained to you yesterday. Okay, summation fx means addition. Summation means addition. Okay, so if I say summation x, it means the sum of all the observations, right? The n observations that are given to you. If I say summation fx, then it means f1x1 plus f2x2, the sum of all the fx's plus up till fnxn, right? So this is what summation fx means. So you add up this, right? This one is your f1x1, this one is your f2x2, and so on. Okay, so you get summation fx. Now once we add up this column, we get 2550. Now the formula for the direct method is mean is equal to summation fx divided by summation f. Summation f means total of the frequency column. Okay, so you put it here. So you get 2.55. This is the mean number of heads, right? So in each tossing, you're getting approximately how many heads? 2.55 heads. Okay. Moving on to the next one. This is also a direct method, but this time we are doing direct method for a frequency distribution given. Okay. Now, if you see here, question is find the mean of the following frequency distribution. Classes. Classes means whenever you see the word classes, this means this is your variate, of which you will have to find out the mean. Okay. So this is your variate and this is your frequency, right? So in this case, what you do here is you write the class boundaries. Now remember the difference between class boundaries and class limits I told you. Class boundaries are overlapping. Class limits are non-overlapping intervals, right? So you have 1 to 3 and then you have 3 to 5. So these are all class boundaries. So I've written the class boundaries in this column and the corresponding frequencies I have written here. Okay. Now the additional step that you need to do here is when in case of a frequency distribution, you need to calculate the class mark or also called as the mid values. I've forgotten to write x here. So these mid values are your x's. Okay. How do you calculate the mid values? This 2 here that you see is 1 plus 3 divided by 2. Lower class boundary plus upper class boundary divided by 2. Similarly, for the next one, this is 3 plus 5 divided by 2. For this one, it is 5 plus 7 divided by 2, and so on. Okay, so you calculate the mid values. Now, once you calculate the mid values, you multiply each mid value with the frequency to get this column. F into x. 9 into 2 is 18. 22 into 4 is 88, and so on, right? And now you total up this column to get summation fx. Summation fx. We total this column to get summation fx. Here we get summation fx as 112.5. Okay, and summation f here, you total up the frequency column. Summation f you get as 75. So from the direct formula, we get mean is equal to summation fx by summation f. Okay, so this is 112.5 divided by 75. You can calculate this to be 5.5. Fine. Any question till this part? Fine. Moving on to the next problem here. Now this is the method that is a little different from direct method. Okay, this is called the deviation method or the shortcut method. Now, as I told you in your questions, they will mention to you whether to solve by deviation method or step deviation method. Now, if it is nothing is mentioned, you can adopt any of the method, direct method, shortcut method, or step deviation method. Let's see what step deviation method is. Now, step deviation method is almost the same as this method, direct method, for a frequency distribution. See, I have written the class boundaries because class boundaries are given to you already, right? I have written the frequencies and the class mark or the mid values. Again, mid values, again, how do we calculate? 47.5, how are we getting? 45 plus 50 divided by 2. Lower class boundary plus upper class boundary divided by 2. Similarly here, 52.5 we are getting as 50 plus 55 divided by 2. Right? So this is how we are getting the class mark, just as we were doing earlier. Okay. So these three columns are the same as direct method. Okay. Now what?
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, your voice is very low.
Okay. Now can you hear me? Now can you hear me properly?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
your
sir.
voice is okay, sir.
Okay.
It is loud and clear.
Okay. So first, second, and third column remain the same as we have done previously. Now here an additional column comes. What is that additional column? We need to choose an assumed mean. Okay, assumed mean. This we call as A. Okay, and how do we choose? In fact, you can choose any of these values. Any of the values you can choose as your assumed mean. But in order to reduce our calculation, we choose a value that is somewhere midway between the two. That means here you see there are 3, here you see there are 3. So we choose somewhere midway. You can choose 57.5 also, you can choose 67.5 also. You can, in fact, you can choose any of the values. Okay, but we normally choose a value that is midway between all the values of class mark. Okay, so here I have chosen the assumed mean to be 62.5. Now, once we choose the assumed mean, we take deviations. This is called as D. We refer to this as D. Now, what is D? Each class mark X minus the assumed mean. That means for the first one, if you see minus 15, how are we getting this? What is the class mark here? 47.5. Minus, and what is the assumed mean we have taken? 62.5. So we are getting minus 15, okay, which is equal to minus 15. Look at the second one. For the second one, class mark here is 52.5 minus assumed mean we have taken as 62.5. So we get this as minus 10. For the third one, here, this is mid value is 57.5 or class mark is 57.5 minus the assumed mean is 62.5. And you continue doing this, okay, till you complete this column. For this is called the deviation column, okay. Now, once you have completed the deviation column, now you calculate F into D. That is, you multiply each frequency. Let me just raise this. You multiply each frequency with the deviations. That is, these two we are multiplying. So if this we are getting as 5 into minus 15, which is minus 75. Similarly here, multiply these two, you get 8 into minus 10 is equal to minus 80, right? And you continue this way to complete this FD column. Now remember, when you are doing in your examinations, you might confuse between class mark, you might end up multiplying these two, right? Somewhere. So what you do is try to keep your finger on this so that it gets covered, okay? Or try to keep a scale or something so that it gets covered, and so that you are actually multiplying um, the actual columns, okay? So that is a practice that you can follow. So we have calculated F into D. Now, once we have calculated F into D, we sum up this column to get, this is not F into Y, this is F into D, okay? You calculate F into D, right? All I have taken Y, so this should, you can change this to F into D. Yeah, this is also D. So once you have added this, we get summation FD here. Summation FD, you add up this column. It's out of my area here. So summation FD, I think you're getting as minus 25. If you check in the notes. And you add up the frequency column to get summation F, which is 100. And A is the assumed mean, which we have already taken as 62.5. The formula here is X bar is equal to, mean X bar is equal to assume mean A plus summation FD divided by summation F. That is the formula. Now you just put the values. A is 62.5, assume mean we have taken. The sum of the FD column here was minus 25. The sum of the frequency column was 100. And that's it. You calculate this to be 62.25. Okay. So no question. Now remember, if class boundaries are not given, if class limits are given, change them to class boundaries, no problem. Although in mean it does not matter, but it is always a good habit to change class limits to class boundaries. Because in median, you will have to. When we will be discussing median, you will see that if class limits are given, then you will have to convert them to class boundaries. So better to keep a good habit of converting class limits to class boundaries. Now we come to the step deviation method, the most important method. Okay. Mostly this is given in your examinations. Calculate the mean by step deviation method. That is a normal kind of question that you get. And if the method is given to you, do not attempt by direct method. Do not attempt by deviation method. Step deviation method means step deviation method. Okay. This method only. Now out here, if you see, we need to calculate the mean marks here. So this is our variate, right? And number of students here becomes our frequency because we need to calculate the mean marks. So first column will be as usual for the class boundary. Second column as usual for the frequency. Third column as usual for the class mark, right? Fourth column, just like the previous method, we will calculate the deviations, right? Again, you see, I've taken A midway here. A is equal to 25 I've taken. You can take A is equal to 35 also. Okay. So this is the column for deviation. Now what you do is you calculate, this is the extra column that we are making. We are saying Y is equal to each deviation divided by the class width. D is the deviation. These are called deviations about A because we are taking x minus A. These are called deviations about A. Okay. And C is the class width. If you remember, class width I have discussed last year. What is the class width of each of these? 10, right? 0 to 10, 10 to 20. The class width of these here is 10. So that is my what you're doing is you are dividing each deviation by 10, right? So therefore, what should be the first one? The first value here will be the deviation. If you see here is minus 20. Minus 20 divided by class width 10 minus 2. For the second one here, you have minus 10 divided by 10, which is equal to minus 1. Okay. Next you have, how are we getting 0? Because D here is not this, in fact this one. This one, how we are getting 0? It is 0 divided by 10 is equal to 0, and so on. Okay, you calculate each value of y here. Now, once you have calculated each value of y, now you multiply f and y. Each value of y you multiply with y. So therefore, if we are calculating f into y, each frequency is multiplied by this y. Again, try to keep a finger on this column and try to keep a finger on this column while multiplying, so that you don't confuse, you don't end up multiplying these two or these two. Okay. So each one, you have f into y, 9 into minus 1. You have 25 into 0. You have 30 into 1, okay, and so on. So you calculate this column, right? For step deviation method, the formula here is just a little modified formula for deviation method. Mean is equal to a plus summation fy divided by summation f. This is the same as your deviation, except that since we are dividing by c, we need to multiply this by the class width c. Okay. So if you see this formula here and this formula here are almost the same, except that we are multiplying this part in step deviation method by c. And of course, the value here is y, because y is d by c. Okay, so now you put the values here. The assumed mean we have taken as 25. The total of the fy column here is 63. The total of the f column here is 100. And the class width is 10. Okay. So you calculate this to be 31.3. Any question on deviation method? Deviation method is very, very important. Let me tell you, deviation method not only you will get in your class 10, but you will also get in your class 11 also. And after that, whatever statistics that you are doing later on in your life, in science, commerce, whatever, you will require step deviation method. So there is no escape from step deviation method. Okay, now once we know all the techniques, we now move on to some miscellaneous problems where we'll have to see which method to apply. Okay, so problem number 1 here is calculate the mean of the distribution by shortcut method. Shortcut method means deviation method. So they have mentioned this to you. Okay, see, the question is from 2014 paper. They have mentioned this method to you. If they are mentioning shortcut method, it does not mean step deviation method. You will have to do by deviation method or shortcut method only. So here, if you see, the marks are given here. Okay, whose mean you have to calculate. That means this becomes your variate, right? And this becomes your frequency. This becomes your frequency. Okay, now if you see, there's one thing that in your variates, these class intervals are given to you as class limits. So that is why I have made a column for class limits. What is given? These class limits now I'm converting to class boundaries. I hope all of you know how to convert class limits to class boundaries, right? You need to subtract 0.5 from the
Yes,
lower
sir.
class limit, add 0.5 to the upper class limit, and you get the class boundary for each, right? So you convert these class limits to class boundaries. Next, you make a frequency column as you were doing earlier. Class mark column also will be there because it is a frequency distribution. You will have to calculate class mark, okay? Because these are intervals. That is why you will have to draw this class mark column. Now, since it is given as a shortcut or deviation method, you will calculate D. Okay. Now, how do you calculate D? Again, first choose an assumed mean somewhere midway here between the among all the values of class mark. Okay. So once you have chosen the value of A, now you calculate the deviations. This minus 30 that we have got, how we got here? This is 15.5 minus assumed mean we have taken 45.5. We get minus 30. Next, minus 20, how are we getting? This is 25.5 minus 45.5, which is minus 20, and so on. You do this for all the all the values here. Next, just as we do in step deviation method, we multiply f and d. Okay, so we are multiplying the frequency with the deviation. These two we are multiplying. These two we are multiplying. Okay, fine. So once you have multiplied, you have created the column for fd, add up, because you know the formula for deviation method is a plus summation fd divided by summation f, right? So summation fd you get by adding up this column. Summation f you get by adding up the frequencies, and assume mean you know. So you put the values here. Assume mean is 45.5 plus summation fd we have got as 70, and summation f, that is the addition of the frequency column, where I did not write, and write summation f is equal to 50 here, 50. So you'll get this to be 46.9, and that is your mean. Okay.
So,
Yes, tell me.
like if I am taking another number
Hmm.
as assume mean,
Hmm.
so sir, will the deviation value will change or it will
Yes,
remain
yes,
the same?
of course it will change. I'll show you how it will change. See, I have taken assume mean as 45.5, right? Let us take assume mean as 35.5 instead of 45.5. Let me cancel this out. Let us take this one as our assume mean. Then what will happen? Let's see. For the deviations, first deviation will be 15.5 minus 35.5, which should be minus 20. Second one will be 25.5 minus 35.5. So this will be minus 10. Here, 35.5 minus 35.5, which will be 0. Here, 45.5 minus 35.5, which is 10. Here, 55.5 minus 35.5, which is 20. Next one, 65.5 minus 35.5, get as 30. And here, you'll get 75.5 minus 35.5, which you get as 40. So this is the column that you are getting for D. Okay, now if you add up this, see how much you get. This is 60, 100, 100 minus 30 is 70, right? No, you don't need to add up this. You first multiply. These are the values of D. Now you calculate the F into D values. Okay, so F into D is 2 into minus 20 will give you minus 40. Next 6 into minus 10 will give you minus 60. 10 into 0 will give you 0. 12 into 10 will give you 120. 9 into 20 will give you 180. 7 into 30 will give you 210. 4 into 40 will give you 160. Okay, so can you just quickly add this up? Can you quickly add this up for me? You're getting 670, the total of this,
Sir, 670.
and this is 100. So you're getting 570 actually here. Okay, total you're getting as 570. So summation FD is 570. Now let's apply the formula. Mean X bar is equal to A plus summation FD divided by summation F. Assume mean you have taken as 35.5. plus summation FD you already got here 570 divided by summation F is 50. Addition of this column, summation F is 50. This is 50. Let's see. 35.5 plus
Sir, it's coming 670, sir.
670y. The total of this is 670. What about these two? You need to subtract 100, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I didn't saw the subtraction.
Okay. So this is 11.4. See, 35.5 plus 11.4, you're getting 46.9. Same mean you're getting here. Now is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you.
And moving on to the next problem. Question here is, if the mean of the following distribution is 7.5. Now this is a different case. All the techniques we have completed. Now this is an application of the technique where a an ungrouped frequency distribution is given to you. You need to calculate the missing frequency. One frequency is missing. But even if one frequency is missing, they have given you an additional data. What is the additional data? They have given you mean of this is X bar is 7.5. With the help of this, we shall calculate the value of F. Okay, so let's see how to calculate. Here, if you see this is the variate here, right? And these are the frequencies, right? So proceeding just as you proceed in the direct method. First column is for variates. Next column is for frequency. In the direct method, what you do, you multiply these two, right? Variate and the frequency. You multiply and you total up. That is, you find out the total of this. So summation fx you are getting as 558 plus 7f, right? And you total up the frequency also. Summation f you are getting as 74 plus f. Now what is the formula for direct method? X bar is equal to summation fx divided by summation f. Now you put the values. How much is the mean given to you here? 7.5. 558. Summation fx is 558 plus 7f divided by summation f is 74 plus f, right? So now this is a simple equation. You solve this simple equation just as I have solved here. You get f is equal to 6. So the missing frequency here is 6. And how did you calculate? We calculate this with the help of the mean that is given to you. Here you are not required to calculate the mean. In fact, the mean is given to you and you have to calculate the frequency that is missing. Is it clear, this problem?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Look at this. The following distribution shows the daily pocket allowance of children of a locality. The mean pocket allowance is 18. Again, see the mean here is given. How much is the mean given? 18. Find the value of f. That is, again, you have to calculate the missing frequency. But what is the difference between this problem and the earlier problem? Here, you had an ungrouped frequency distribution. This varied. This was not given in the form of interval. Here, you are given this variate in the form of an interval, right? So what you do, you proceed exactly. You can do this by direct method also, right? You calculate fx for each and divide by summation fx. And just the way we have done here, you can do it this way. I have used the deviation method here. Okay. What I have done is, first column I have made for the class boundaries that are given to you, just as you do in deviation method, the frequency, the class mark, right? And I have taken deviations about 18. This is our assumed mean. And I have calculated the values of D here. Let's use the notation D. Okay, I've used step deviation method here. Okay, I've used step deviation method. You can use the direct method also. You can use deviation method also. So in step deviation method, if I have used up till class mark is okay, up till D is also okay. except that now we are dividing each D by the class width C. And what is the class width here? 2. 13 minus 11 is 2. So we are dividing each of these x's. Minus 6 divided by 2 is equal to minus 3 minus this one. In fact, this value we are getting minus 3 we are getting as minus 6 divided by 2, minus 2 we are getting as minus 4 divided by 2, and so on. Okay. So you calculate your values of no, this is y only. This is not d. This is y because we are using step deviation method. This is your d. This column is for deviations. This is why we are using. And now you write down the formula for step deviation method. Assume mean plus summation fy divided by summation f into class width. Now you write down the values here. Mean here is given to you as 18. Assume mean we have taken as 18 plus summation fy, this column. You're totaling up this column to calculate this as minus 8 plus f divided by summation f is 40 plus f into class width, which is 2.
Two.
Now again
Two,
you get
sir,
a
two.
simple equation, right? You get f is equal to 8 here, right? So that this I have used by step deviation method. You can do by deviation method also. Now tomorrow I will show you how to do this by deviation method. Okay, and you can use direct method also to calculate this. So tomorrow I'll be showing you all that. Fine. So I'll stop here for today.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, one question.